Welcome to today's meditation time. Once you allow yourself to get physically comfortable, I would invite you just to let your eyes gently close as this way of signifying to all the distractions around you that for these few minutes, you really want to focus and try to cultivate this present moment. And so begin to listen to your breath. Don't try to change it. Don't worry about if it's too fast or too slow just yet. Just notice it. Become aware of it. And see if the breath gives you any indication as to how you've traveled through this day to day, what the last few hours have been like. Just let the breath kind of tell a story as you just notice the in and the out and how you physically feel. And then shift your awareness to your thoughts. You know, we don't show up to meditation with this idea that we're going to make the mind just turn off, but rather we try to come to this place of full awareness. The body becomes relaxed, but we're still really alert. And so just be aware. What's going on in your head right now? Again, the path that you've traveled these last few hours across this day. Just kind of check in with yourself. Get a sense of how you feel mentally, not just physically. And then finally, check in with your emotions. Whatever you've experienced today and in the days before, just check in and see truly how do you feel deep into the core of you. We don't often take time throughout our busy lives, our busy day, to just check in on ourselves. We check in on other people. We call, we text, we stop by someone's desk, and we check to see how they're doing. But what if you began this practice of always checking in with yourself as well? Making your well-being a priority. And so for the next few times that we're together, we're going to take this journey through mindfulness. I'd like to go back to the words of Jon Kabat-Zinn. He is one of the first people that has taught us in this contemporary world what it means to be mindful, what it means to cultivate mindfulness as we sit in meditation, as we practice yoga, as we breathe. And so I thought for the next few days, as the semester is ending and the season is shifting, let's go back to our roots and really begin to think about this idea of being mindful. I found a quote that I'd written a long time ago as I was preparing for today, and it said that when you teach mindfulness to others or you share it with others, it is like bringing a line of oxygen to their heart. And I remember the first few times I began to learn and to study, hanging on to every word that I could just pull in and read and get a hold of. It was like this lifeline that I had been missing for so long. And so just think about what you've been cultivating in your meditation practice, whether it's been with you many, many years or it's still rather new. Think about the first time you sat. And yes, you were restless and fidgety and your mind was going lots of places, but just think, when you found that moment of pause, it was like a lifeline. It was like sending oxygen, this breath of life, to your heart. And just imagine if we live from that place all the time. Mindfully living, mindfully working, mindfully sitting, mindfully being in a relationship with someone. But what does it really mean to be mindful? And again, I want to go back to Jon Kabat-Zinn because he says mindfulness is paying attention on purpose in the present moment without judgment. I don't think it was an accident that he put the without judgment at the end, because I know when he says that sentence again and again over these decades that he's been teaching, we all nod our heads in agreement. Mindfulness is paying attention. We can get behind that. We know we need to focus. We know we need to pay attention. We know we need to stop multitasking. Mindfulness, paying attention. The second part says on purpose. It puts the control back in our court. We show up, we sit. We are here on purpose. We sit next to this important person in our life and we give them our full attention and our presence on purpose. We sit out in nature and we just look around and put our phone to the side and we're there on purpose. And again, we can get behind that. We know it's really good for us. And then part 3 says, in the present moment. And if there's one thing this practice teaches us, is that the present moment is what we've got. One breath in, one breath out, and the moment passes. And then it becomes the past. And again, we can get behind that in the present moment, the richness of this moment. But the sticking point of his definition of mindfulness is that last piece, without judgment. I asked you when we first began just to pay attention to your breath. Don't try to change it. And chances are, we sit, we notice how we're breathing, and we immediately want to deepen it and lengthen it and change it. Because we live in a world and in a society where we're constantly bombarded with these ideas of how things just aren't good enough. How everything needs to be fixed or modified or refined. Instead of just honoring and accepting things as they are with love and compassion and grace. So what I'd like for us to do is practice all parts of what Jon Kabat-Zinn says is mindfulness. And we're going to just try to do it without judgment. And as we do across these few minutes of quiet, I would invite you, and I invite myself as well. Notice how you're paying attention, and then notice where judgment or evaluation or even criticism of yourself starts to creep in. You correct your posture because you think you're not sitting exactly right. Or you try to mentally push these thoughts out of your head because you think they don't belong in this moment. But what I would invite us to do is sit with who we are, how we feel, what thoughts are in our mind, and just accept them without trying to change anything. And let's just see if we can use this journey of mindfulness that we'll explore many times over the coming days. But today, let's see if we can use it as a pathway toward compassion for ourselves. Because if we can sit in stillness, in the quiet, without judgment, it means we're learning to like this person that we're sitting with more and more. With all their baggage, with all the parts of their story, with all their shortcomings. We can sit with them and enjoy it. So let's just take a few breaths together to bring us in collectively into this moment. So take a slow, deep breath in. And then gently exhale, let it go. Slow, deep breath in. Exhale, release. One more together, breathing in and breathing out. again, let's just sit mindfully, paying attention, on purpose, in the present moment, without judgment. As you continue to breathe and to sit, let's check in and notice physically how we are. Just feel on your body how you're seated or lying down. Notice your posture, your shoulders, your jaw, the smile on your face. Just notice it all. And see if you can notice it without trying to change it. And then turn your attention to your thoughts. Just notice what's playing through your head. If anything, maybe the thoughts have quieted. Maybe they're as loud as a drum beat. Maybe they come and go like the ebb and flow of the ocean. But see if you can notice it without trying to do anything about it. Just pay attention to it. And then check in with your emotions from the journey that you've been on today till you arrived at this moment and how you are now. Notice how you feel. Notice what emotions are filling up that space in your heart. Most likely a reflection of whatever's gone on recently, the things that you're excited about, the things that cause you a burden. Just notice, what are your emotions here in this moment? How do you feel? And see if you can notice it with full acceptance. Not categorizing anything as good or bad, but just that it is. And as we prepare to close these collective moments we've been able to share, I encourage each of us to live mindfully, not in the coming days, but maybe just for this next hour. And then as that hour passes, see if you can commit again to live mindfully. Maybe it starts to come into your time with your meals. Maybe it comes into your car with how you drive. Maybe it's how you start your day at work tomorrow. Or how you sit across a cup of coffee from someone who's important to you. Don't tell yourself, I'm going to live mindfully from now on. Give yourself small steps to really begin to incorporate this way of being. Paying attention on purpose in the present moment without judgment. And just see the impact that that has not only on you, but on the people that you interact with and on your perspective of how you see whatever's going to go on in our worlds tomorrow and in the days to come. The world talks about mindfulness like it's a new topic and it's a new buzzword, but we know this is thousands and thousands of years old, but still just as relevant for us today. I wish you mindful moments, sleeping, eating, walking, being, noticing. Namaste.